Thank you for taking some time for yourself. Notice whether you can find a comfortable position to settle into. And as you do, I wonder if you can allow yourself to leave any of those thoughts from the past behind. You know, the ones where your brain likes to go into a dramatic rerun. Like, why can't we just talk to each other anymore? I'm sure you've heard that one before. But right now, you can let that go because this moment's all about you. Perfect. You can allow yourself to simply focus on your breath, noticing how each inhale and exhale is a reminder of the here and now, not the "how could they do this to me" moments from before. Breathe in, breathe out. I knew someone who found the more they focused on their breathing, the less they heard their brain replaying those old tired self-talks. We can never agree on money, it says, pulling them back. But not today. Today we're moving forward. Perhaps you can notice how your breath in allows you to release more of the past. The "I felt so alone even when we were together" stuff. That old chestnut. Let that feeling drift away. With each exhale, like a balloon flying off into the distance, out of reach. Isn't it nice to just let it float away? And while you're breathing, maybe you can wonder for a moment whether you're allowing yourself to feel lighter with every exhale. You don't need to keep carrying the "we never stop fighting" energy, because you're here now, and that's what matters. Right now, you're choosing peace. Even if your mind starts chiming in with, "This isn't how I thought marriage would be." But guess what? You're not going back there. Take another deep breath in. And I wonder if you can notice how the weight of those old repetitive thoughts like "we're just not the same people anymore" becomes a bit less, well, sticky. Just let that go. Perfect. You're no longer tied to the past where those thoughts had the power to bring you down. Just let them float away and notice how much lighter you feel. If you notice your mind is trying to slip into, "I just can't keep living like this, it's destroying us," remember those thoughts are just the mind trying to keep the past alive. But you've already moved beyond that now. You can let go of that idea right now because it doesn't serve you. Your breath is guiding you forward into a better version of you. And if your mind starts to go, "I don't deserve to be treated like this," remind yourself you're stepping away from all that right here, right now. Breathe in peace. Breathe out any negativity. You can do this. Now just relax, knowing that you can allow yourself to feel all the relief of this moment. Perfect. And as your breath continues to carry you towards something new, and if your mind tries to pull you back to the I feel like I'm the only one trying in this relationship kind of thoughts. You can just pause, take a deep breath and smile, knowing that you've already chosen something different. And I'm just guessing you're in America, where roughly 50% of marriages end in divorce. Yep, that's around 2 million people every year. And let's not forget, there's about one lawyer for every 240 people in the US. So a lot of legal advice floating around. You're in the land of the free. And hey, you're definitely not alone in this. Divorce happens, but what matters is how you move forward. And you've got all the resources to do just that. While you're navigating this, think about it. Some of the most successful, attractive, and highly accomplished people in the world have gone through it too. Just imagine if you happened to cross paths with any of these hot, successful people. Chris Evans, Michael Jordan, Zac Efron, Harry Styles, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, John Legend, Ryan Reynolds, David Beckham, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hardy, or Kanye West, Emma Watson, Tyra Banks, Megan Fox, Halle Berry, Drew Barrymore, Kristen Stewart, Billy Porter, RuPaul. They've all been through their share of challenges, but they're still rocking it in the world, just like you will. Now think about it. If you could step back and separate yourself from the weight of the past, you would notice just how much lighter you feel. It's like you're letting go of the weight of emotional baggage, stepping into a new version of yourself, one that's calm, confident, and ready to move forward with ease. Remember, you can take the time to pause, choose the best direction for you and reset. Because no matter what you've been through, there's always room for a fresh start, and you deserve that and much more. Perfect. Now, as you're reflecting on the emotions tied to your experience, notice the weight of the feelings that arise. Divorce, depression, the sadness, the anger, the confusion. It's all real. And you can feel it's like pulling you in, trying to hold you in a loop of pain. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay there. Take a deep breath with me now, in and out. And as you do, begin to feel the power of the breath itself. Notice how your body relaxes with every exhale. With each breath, you can begin to slow the emotional flow. Now imagine for a moment you can create a pause between the feeling and your reaction, just like hitting the pause button on a remote control. You can freeze this moment. What would it feel like to simply pause and recognize this emotion? It doesn't have to carry you away. It can just be an emotion, a temporary visitor. And just for now, allow yourself to take a step back. You're in control here. You can choose how long this moment stays with you. As you breathe, you can feel the power of the pause, the space it creates for you to regain your center. Perfect. And in this pause, you can decide, do I want to carry this emotional weight? Do I want to let it go for now? Do I need to stay in this storm? Or can I allow myself the peace of calm just for a moment? Notice the shift that happens when you simply allow the pause, the moment of choice. The decision's yours. And every time you create this pause, the more natural it becomes. The more you pause, the less control the depression holds over you. When you're ready, you'll feel lighter, ready to continue. If you're thinking about the past like your marriage was some golden age fantasy where everything was perfect and your ex looked like Chris Hemsworth emerging from the ocean in slow motion, then yeah, it's gonna feel like the present can't compete. But that's not reality. That's your mind doing a cheeky little Hollywood edit. And while it's tempting to replay the greatest hits reel, it pulls you away from what you actually need right now. And the flip side, if you're thinking, no one's gonna want me now, or I'll never find anyone again, then you're not exactly building a future you want to walk into, are you? That kind of talk, as you already know, that kind of talk invites endless potato chips, ice cream, and sad Michael Bublé ballads into your living room like they pay rent. And let's be honest, you probably need a new playlist anyway. Something future-focused and fierce, like Good as Hell by Lizzo, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga, or maybe Miley Cyrus, Can't Be Tamed, if you really want to vibe differently, because the real power is in asking, what will actually serve me right now? Imagine choosing what's going to feel satisfying, not just today, but tomorrow too. You get to decide what this moment's going to be about. And who knows, if the world's hottest, richest, most loving person knocked on your door in the next 5 minutes and asked you out on a date, at least now you'd be able to answer it with a smile. Whereas 156 minutes ago, you might have been hiding under the couch in your ex's hoodie, or dodging reality and crumbs. Perfect. From Mark Zuckerberg's perspective, he's quietly thrilled you're about to change your relationship status and start uploading photos that absolutely serve. The algorithm is salivating. Expect ads for gym memberships, meal plans, self-improvement books, and possibly a sponsored post from someone trying to sell you crystals that promise emotional rebirth. From the perspective of your wardrobe, oh, it's buzzing. Finally, you're about to declutter those dusty hoodies and I gave up joggers. The married you forgot about real outfits, like that red wrap dress or sharp tailored blazer with just the right amount of I've moved on energy. Your shoes are especially hopeful. They might actually leave the house again. And from the perspective of your younger self, Cinderella's story was cute, sure. The child you knows that glass slippers are terrible for arch support, and real empowerment doesn't involve waiting around for a man in tights. That part of you grew up, and it's ready to write a story where you are the one doing the rescuing. Your couch is excited for less crying, more dancing. Your kitchen's ready to see if you can finally make that ottolenti recipe. Your TV is just glad you're moving on from the rewatch season 3 of that drama you and your ex used to love. It's time to try new programs, ones that don't remind you of anyone who is your ex. Sure, you could buy shares in tissues if you really think this misery is gonna last. But my guess is someone like you can absolutely pull yourself out of the past and into the now. And even better, project a bold, beautiful, compelling future that's got nothing to do with heartbreak and everything to do with who you are becoming. Perfect. Let's face it. Living in the past can be like scrolling through your old feed. It's nostalgic, a little cringy, and ultimately doesn't help you move forward. So when you find yourself stuck in a loop of shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's time to ask yourself, is this decision moving me closer to my future, or am I still clinging on to old patterns? You've got to establish your personal criteria for what to do next. What's going to serve you right now? If you're leaning into the past with all those old memories, your ex's laugh, the way they made you coffee, that song you always played, then pause. Remember, nostalgia's like your brain trying to keep you in the safety of what was comfortable, even if it wasn't working. The real question, how is this going to help me grow? You're not just walking away from your past, you're stepping into something bigger, bolder, and more you. So take a moment to assess and decide. You're in control. You've always been. Are you stepping into an empowered future with confidence and clarity? Time to choose the path that truly serves your highest potential. All right, imagine. What if all your emotions from the past were like sticky post-it notes clinging to you? Yeah, they're kind of annoying, aren't they? Now imagine you can peel them off and toss them in the bin. Bam, you're free. No more sticking to the same old emotional reruns, playing that same tired scene from your last relationship like it's the only show in town. So here's where the good stuff happens. You can separate your emotions from the past, from the new you. It's like hitting the mute button on that same old sad song you've been playing on repeat. What if instead of worrying about the past, you started imagining a future where you're getting VIP treatment from a squad of your favorite people, hot, successful, and totally impressed with how fabulous you've become? Picture laughing at old memories like, remember that time I let my ex get away with that? What was I thinking? And put in the dramatic eye roll. You've got the power to separate those sticky emotional notes from your present, and doing so, create a space for a whole new chapter where you're in control, living your best life, and maybe even owning your own superhero cape. Now take a moment to recognize how much progress you've already made. If the world's hottest, richest person came knocking on your door in the next 5 minutes to ask you out on a date, how would you feel? I know, you might laugh at the thought, but here's the thing, a few moments ago, you might have been avoiding the door, pretending you weren't home, or just trying to avoid the discomfort of where you were emotionally. But now you're ready. You're emotionally prepared to face the world with confidence and clarity. And that's an incredible shift. Give yourself the credit for the work you've done to create space for a brighter, more fulfilling future you've chosen deliberately and skillfully, and that's something to celebrate. Perfect. And as you move forward from this moment, Notice how these same tools can be applied to other situations. What if the next time you felt overwhelmed by a difficult situation? What if you could practice the same detachment and decision making in your work, friendships, or family life? You're building a powerful skill set here, one that could be used in any challenging moment. The tools you're using now can become your go-to responses for navigating life's ups and downs with grace. All right, as you come back from this relaxed, comfortable space, take a deep breath in and feel the energy returning into the now. Your awareness becoming sharper, your mind clearer. You're now stepping back into this moment, fully alert and ready. With each breath, you can start to become more aware of your surroundings and to the world around you. Notice how your perspective has shifted. You've given yourself the attractive power of choice right now, and the future you're creating is looking more vibrant, more confident, and more in control than ever before. Notice how easy it is to pause and decide how you want to respond in the future. The tools you've gained today are like keys you can use to unlock a fresh perspective whenever you need it. Now that you're fully present, realize you're creating the future with each choice, each step forward. This moment is yours. The attractive present and the exciting future are now within your grasp. Take a deep breath in. Feel the positive energy returning to you. Stretch out. Wriggle your fingers and toes. And open your eyes. Welcome back. You're perfect, just as you are.